Have you ever stood on a beach, looking out at the vast ocean? The sight is mesmerizing, isn't it? The endless expanse of blue stretching out to meet the horizon, the rhythmic sound of waves crashing against the shore. It's a place that invites contemplation and wonder. The waves crash against the shore and you might wonder, where does all this water come from? It's a question that seems simple at first, but the more you think about it, the more complex it becomes. The ocean is vast, covering more than 70% of our planet's surface. But how did it get here? And why does it stay? And why doesn't the ocean ever run out of water even though it seems to sit on a bed of sand? It's a curious thought, especially when you consider that sand is known for its ability to absorb water. If you pour water onto a sandy beach, it quickly disappears, soaked up by the grains of sand. So why doesn't the ocean just drain away? This is a question that has fascinated people for centuries. Ancient civilizations, sailors and scientists alike have all pondered the mysteries of the ocean. The Greeks, for example, believed that the ocean was a vast river encircling the world. Today, we have a much better understanding of the ocean, but it still holds many secrets. After all, we know that sand absorbs water. If you've ever built a sandcastle or dug a hole at the beach, you've seen how quickly the water disappears into the sand. It's a simple observation, but it raises a profound question about the nature of our planet. So why doesn't the ocean just drain away into the earth? The answer lies in the unique properties of sand and the complex interactions between water, sand, and the Earth's crust. Sand is made up of tiny particles of rock and minerals, which create a porous structure that can hold water. But the ocean is much more than just a body of water sitting on top of sand. The answer, it turns out, lies in a delicate and fascinating cycle that connects the oceans, the atmosphere, and the land. This cycle, known as the water cycle, is a continuous process that moves water around our planet. It involves the evaporation of water from the ocean's surface, the formation of clouds, and the precipitation of rain and snow. This water then flows back into rivers and streams, eventually returning to the ocean. It's a story of rain, rivers, and a hidden world beneath our feet. Beneath the ocean floor there are vast reservoirs of water trapped in the Earth's crust. This water is part of a complex system that includes underground rivers and aquifers. These hidden sources of water play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the ocean and preventing it from draining away. So the next time you stand on a beach, looking out at the vast ocean, remember that you're witnessing just one part of a much larger and more intricate system. The ocean is a testament to the wonders of our planet, a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. The answer lies in something called the water cycle. This cycle is a continuous process by which water circulates between the Earth's oceans, atmosphere, and land. It involves several key stages, each playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. Imagine a giant invisible wheel constantly turning above our heads. This wheel is the water cycle, and it never stops moving. It's a natural process that has been occurring for millions of years, ensuring that water is always available in different forms. This wheel is powered by the sun. The sun is the driving force behind the water cycle, providing the energy needed to keep it in motion. Without the sun, the water cycle would come to a halt, and life as we know it would cease to exist. The sun's heat warms the surface of the ocean, causing water to evaporate. This is the first stage of the water cycle, known as evaporation. When the sun heats up the water in rivers, lakes, and oceans, it turns into water vapor and rises into the air. Evaporation means the water changes from a liquid to a gas called water vapor. This transformation is essential because it allows water to travel from the surface of the Earth into the atmosphere. This water vapor rises high into the atmosphere, where it cools and condenses, forming clouds. This stage is called condensation. As the water vapor cools, it changes back into tiny droplets of liquid water which come together to form clouds. Have you ever noticed how clouds look like fluffy piles of cotton wool? These clouds are actually made up of countless tiny water droplets or ice crystals, depending on the temperature. These clouds are filled with tiny droplets of water. When these droplets combine and grow larger, they eventually fall back to the Earth as precipitation, which can be in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail. This is the next stage of the water cycle. Precipitation is crucial because it replenishes the water in our rivers, lakes, and oceans. It also provides the necessary moisture for plants and animals to survive. Without precipitation, our planet would be a dry and barren place. Once the water reaches the ground, it can take several paths. Some of it will flow over the surface and collect in bodies of water like rivers and lakes. This is called surface runoff. Other water will seep into the ground, replenishing underground aquifers. This process is known as infiltration. Plants also play a vital role in the water cycle. They absorb water from the soil through their roots and release it into the atmosphere through a process called transpiration. This is similar to evaporation but occurs from the surface of plant leaves. Transpiration, along with evaporation, contributes to the overall amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. This water vapor will eventually cool and condense to form clouds, continuing the cycle. And so, the circle of water continues, endlessly cycling through its various stages. This natural process is essential for life on Earth, ensuring that water is always available in one form or another. Understanding the water cycle helps us appreciate the delicate balance of our ecosystem and the importance of conserving our water resources. Now you might be thinking, but what about the sand? When you stand on the beach feeling the grains beneath your feet, you might wonder how it interacts with the water. Doesn't it soak up all the water? It seems like the sand just drinks up the waves, absorbing them completely. And you'd be right, sand does absorb water. When you scoop up a handful of wet sand, you can feel the moisture clinging to the grains. However, sand is also permeable. This means that it doesn't just hold on to the water, it allows it to move through. This means that it has tiny spaces between its grains, allowing water to pass through it. These gaps are like miniature pathways for the water. Think of sand like a sieve. Just as a sieve has holes that let water through while catching larger particles, sand has its own tiny gaps. When you pour water into a sieve, the water passes through the holes, leaving the larger particles behind. The sand works in a similar way, filtering the water through its grains. In the same way, ocean water doesn't just disappear into the sand. It might seem like the waves vanish, but they are actually moving through the sand. Instead, it seeps through the gaps and flows back into the ocean. The water finds its way through the sand and returns to the sea, continuing its endless cycle. This process is a beautiful example of nature's efficiency. The sand acts as a natural filter, cleaning the water as it passes through. As you walk along the beach, each step you take presses water out of the sand, only for it to seep back in once you move on. The tide's constant ebb and flow is a reminder of this continuous exchange. The ocean and the sand are in a perpetual dance, each influencing the other. This interaction also supports a diverse ecosystem. Tiny creatures live in the sand, relying on the water that seeps through for their survival. Even when you build a sandcastle, the water you use to shape it is part of this natural process. The sand absorbs the water, making it easier to mold, but it also allows the water to drain away. So, next time you find yourself at the beach, take a moment to appreciate the sand beneath your feet. It's not just a backdrop for your seaside adventures. It's an active participant in the ocean story. The sand and the sea are inextricably linked, each playing a crucial role in the other's existence. It's a relationship built on balance and harmony, a testament to the wonders of the natural world. And as the day ends and the sun sets, remember that the sand and the sea will continue their timeless interaction, a dance as old as the earth itself. The water cycle doesn't just happen over the ocean, it's happening all around us, all the time. When rain falls on land, it doesn't just sit there. Some of it soaks into the ground, replenishing underground water sources, but much of it flows downhill, forming streams and rivers. These rivers act like nature's tributaries, carrying rainwater from the land back towards the sea. Section 5. Rain a drop in the ocean. Remember those clouds filled with tiny water droplets? When these droplets become too heavy, they fall back down to earth as rain. Rain is a vital part of the water cycle because it replenishes the water in rivers, lakes, and eventually the ocean. Even though a single raindrop might seem small, billions of raindrops falling over the Earth's surface add up to a vast amount of water. Section 6. Melting ice, a gradual fill. High up in the mountains and at the Earth's poles, vast amounts of water are frozen as ice and snow. As temperatures rise, some of this ice melts, adding to the water flowing into rivers and eventually, the ocean. This process is especially important in the spring and summer when melting snow and glaciers contribute significantly to the water cycle. Section 7. A balancing act. The ocean's water level is a delicate balancing act between the water added by rain, rivers, and melting ice, and the water lost through evaporation. On average, the amount of water entering and leaving the ocean remains relatively constant, ensuring that the ocean doesn't overflow or dry up. Section 8. The ocean's memory. Did you know that the water you drink today could have been part of the ocean thousands of years ago? The water cycle is a continuous process, meaning that the same water molecules have been circulating on Earth for billions of years. The water in your glass might have once been dinosaur drool, Cleopatra's bathwater, or even part of a crashing wave thousands of miles away. Section 9. A precious resource. The ocean is a vast and seemingly inexhaustible resource, but it's important to remember that the water cycle, while resilient, is also sensitive to changes in the environment. Pollution, deforestation, and climate change can all disrupt the delicate balance of the water cycle, affecting the quality and quantity of water available to us and future generations. Understanding and protecting the water cycle is essential for preserving this precious resource for all life on Earth.